Hi Dani, how are you? All is fine here in quite sunny Great Yarmouth. It's quite nice out there today. I'm in Erin's bedroom because it's a Wednesday and I don't have the kids at the moment because they're with Jenny and Paul, which is Liam's parents. I'm meant to be in here sorting out Erin's clothes and tidying up, but I thought I'd send you a message instead because it's been a couple of weeks since I last sent you anything, and although I've not heard back from you, I'm quite enjoying this. I'm quite enjoying semi-talking to you and letting you know what's actually going on in our lives. But yeah, this is Erin's bedroom. I am in here changing her wardrobe over a little bit. She's now 10 weeks old. Can you believe that? It's gone so fast. But she's finally growing out of the newborn and up to 1 month size clothing and finally getting into the 0 to 3. I mean, it's still massive on her, but the newborn stuff is beginning to get a little bit tight and constricted. We don't want that. We want her to be able to move and spread out, although she still spends most of her time in fetal position. Whatever's comfy. So that's my job today, which I will be getting on with when I finish this. Since I last sent you a video, we've done a couple of things. We've had a day out to the Sea Life Centre, and that was really good. We're going to do it lots more because we've got our annual pass now. So we'll be going there quite frequently. I won't send you a video every time. Although we are going to go to the Hunstanton one. Mum's also got her passes now, so we will take them all up there for a day and go and see the seals and everything they've got there. But we also went to Bewilderwood as part of my birthday celebrations. I've hit the big 32. Still feel like I'm not a grown-up. I'm not sure I'll ever feel like I'm a grown-up, and I will always look for older grown-ups to ask grown-up questions to. I never realised that. I always thought that once you hit about 25, you just knew everything. You knew how to put shelves up and how to change oil in a car, and apparently you don't. You still have to learn those things and ask your dad and your mum when you don't know. But yeah, so I turned 32. We went to Bewilderwood. We had a lovely day. The boys really enjoyed themselves. There was loads of climbing to do, loads of things to jump on and swing on, and hopefully you've seen the video and seen a little bit of what we got up to when we were there. So I slurped that a bit. We were 2 people down when we went to Bewilderwood. Mum and Nan were meant to be coming with us. It was meant to be a big family day out, but didn't quite happen. We got to Nan's first thing in the morning to pick her up, and she said she wasn't feeling too good and wasn't sure she wanted to come with us. So we were fine. That was she wasn't going to come. And then her phone rang, and very quickly I cottoned on to the fact that it wasn't actually her phone. It's the fact that Arthur has learnt that there is a button on her phone that will make it ring. So he ran off into the living room, pressed the button, and the phone started ringing. Nan, in a panic, jumped up and ran through to the living room to answer the phone, colliding with Arthur on her way out, tripping over him and hitting her head on the fireplace, cutting that open quite nastily, and also landing on her hand, breaking a knuckle kind of or a finger just around there, and also hurting her elbow. So she spent a day down at A&E with Mum, which means they both missed out on coming to Bewilderwood. Bless her, but she's doing all right. She's fine. Still a bit sore, still complaining of a headache, but all in all recovering very, very quickly. But yes, my birthday was last week. It was really good. We did Bewilderwood. And then my birthday, I took Nan to the fracture clinic. Exciting times. And then I went out for a meal to the Olive Garden, which is a little Greek restaurant, Lucy and Rory, which was lovely. It was a really nice meal. We had a couple of drinks and thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. It's been a while since we've been out just as a couple with adults and were able to talk about adult things. Although I say that, we spent most of the time talking about our kids. That's what happens when you're grown up. You go out and have an adult night and spend your entire time talking about what your children do and how they do it. The shop is going really well. Mum's done a sterling job looking after it while I was away having children and being poorly and having pregnancy problems. It's thriving. It's thriving under her. So I might just not ever go back. I don't know. But no, I'm back 2 days a week at the moment, which means that I still get my days with the kids, which is nice because I don't think I could just go back to not spending time with them. When I used to work in the office, I used to say I'll have kids and I'll have the maternity leave, then I'll come back full time. And actually, I don't know if I could. I really enjoy my time at home with the little ones. I think it helps with that bonding and they do something different every day. They do something new and grow up and change. My time hop's thrown up a few interesting things recently. It was a couple of days, I think it was Easter Friday, and I flicking through time hop like you do, and realised that it was a year that we lost the first baby that we were pregnant with last year. I think you were probably one of the first people I told, actually. I think I messaged you and said we were pregnant in January. Went for the scan after announcing it at my birthday party the night before. Went for the scan the next day, only to find out that the baby hadn't grown past 9 weeks and had no heartbeat. So that's been a funny. It's thrown up a few funny memories, because it was one of those things that you never expect to happen. I mean, you kind of get pregnant and go, yeah, it's all going to be great. And then to go in and find out that the baby hasn't made it and your body just hasn't bothered to notice, wasn't lovely. Nobody prepares you for that sort of thing. I mean, hospitals will tell you that, you'll go home and have a heavy bleed, or this might happen, or you might do this, but actually nothing prepares you for just how awful it is and how awful it makes you feel. So that's not been very nice. That's been a bit shitty. But I think it's something that's not spoken about enough, really, the whole miscarriage and loss of babies and things like that. We were very lucky that we fell with Erin very quickly after we lost that one, I think. It must have only been a month, 2 months after that we found out we were expecting again. But it meant that entire pregnancy I was on tenterhooks. I was very nervous that something would go wrong, or that we'd go in for another scan and find out that she just hadn't made it. But we didn't, and she was fine, although the pregnancy wasn't great, along with all of my worries and questions of what I'd done wrong the previous time that had amounted to losing the baby. We also found out we had placenta previa, which meant that my placenta was at the very bottom of my womb, blocking her exit route. But that also meant a very increased risk of hemorrhaging and bleeding and problems during the pregnancy. So constantly worrying about that, constantly thinking about the time before. It just meant it wasn't a fun pregnancy, which is really sad, because I know it's my last pregnancy, because we've both said 2 is where we're stopping it. And I wish I could have settled into it a bit more and enjoyed it and really involved myself in it like I had with Arthur, whereas actually I think I just tried to put the fact I was pregnant to the back of my mind quite a bit and concentrate on the toddler Arthur, and just get on with it, and fingers crossed nothing went wrong. It did. I mean, I spent from 27 weeks, I spent a lot of time in hospital due to bleeding and cramping and things like that. So we had a nice few hospital stays with her. And then obviously she came out very early after a big bleed in the middle of the night. But she was fine. After we had our 10 days in hospital, she came off oxygen, came off feeding tubes. She did really well. And now she's massive and growing into 0 to 3 clothing. So every cloud has a silver lining. But yeah, it's been very weird watching that all unfold again through the likes of time hop and your memories and things like that. So rubbish. So that's a bit of dampener on this whole vlog. Sorry. I wish you'd been here, because I really could have done with you at that sort of time. Because I know you would have bought me cake and yummy foods and things like that to make me feel better. Because that's what you do. But we're all good. It's over. We've got Erin, and she's lovely. I literally can't feel my legs. I've been kneeling down for 17 minutes, and I can't feel the bottom of my legs. I'm going to have to get a chair. Next time I do this, I'm going to find a chair to sit on. It's a much better idea. But I'm going to try and end on a happy note. So what can I tell you? I'm dieting again. Post-baby, obviously. Didn't put on quite as much weight this time as I did with Arthur. I was slightly best behaved. Not great, though. And I'm definitely bigger than I was. I've got a stomach that has had 2 babies in it, and stretched a bit. So I'm definitely not feeling my best. So I've joined Slimming World. Joined 3-4 weeks ago, I think. with Mum. She's coming along, and Franny, my sister-in-law, your friend. So yeah, there's 3 of us going at the moment. It's done all right so far. I've lost 10.5 pounds. Would like to lose a lot more. Like to lose some more. I succumbed to a couple of chocolates today. I've been really good over the whole Easter period, and then today ate a curly whirly and something else, or a Lion bar. Never had a Lion bar before. How have I never had a Lion bar? I always thought they had nuts in. They don't. They have no nuts in them whatsoever. It was all a lie. But yeah, so I've done all right so far. Going to be really good again for the rest of the week. Hoping to hit that first stone mark next week. That'd be really nice. That'd be a really good ego boost for me. The dream would be to be back at wedding weight. But that was a lot of hard work and a lot of effort. And I had the time to go to the gym, and I had the time to do the 30-day shred. And I don't seem to have that time anymore. I could do it probably 1 day a week when I don't have the kids. But in terms of being able to go to the gym every day for an hour when you've got a 10-week-old and a toddler, it's not happening. It's just not happening. It's a really bad excuse, isn't it? I don't have the time to work out. But literally, I just don't feel like I do if I'm not chasing after I'm feeding Erin, or I'm working in the shop. So that is my excuse. I'm sticking to it. I'd like to hit 1.5 stone within the next 3 weeks, I think. Because we're going to London. Me and Liam are going to London on the 15th as a birthday present from Mum and Dad. And I'd like to be down a little bit more and feel a little bit more comfortable when I'm back in the big smoke. Going to try and do a few nice things down there. We're going to go hopefully and see a show. We're going to do the Tower of London tour. Finally, it's been forever and I've never done it. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I want to be back down into some slightly slimmer clothes. I managed to get Liam to get him in the loft and get my post-baby clothes out. So I'm in my jeans, which is nice. It's a lovely feeling. They're a little bit tight, but I'm in them. Just want to be in them and not quite so squeezed. But I'll get there. I will get there. So last Friday was Easter, and we got Taylor, my cousin Claire's Litlin, and Arthur to my mum's house to do an Easter egg hunt in the garden. So we bought an absolutely ridiculous amount of Easter eggs for 2 kids. Me, Mum and Claire all thought, we'll get some eggs in just in case there's not enough. And there was far too many. So the boys ran around the garden for about half an hour picking up all these eggs, getting very excited. They really enjoyed it, and that's what matters the most. But we have got a cupboard full of chocolate eggs, and they're calling my name, and I'm desperately trying not to succumb to them because I'm dieting. Really hard. Really hard. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. So that's about all I have for you. But I am going to try and make this a weekly thing, hopefully, if we've got something to update you on. And I'd really like it if you could do it back. I really want to see you and hear you and talk to you in a weird way. So please, if you get 5 minutes, just plonk yourself down and send us a message, because it'd be lovely to see you and your beautiful face, because I miss you. Come back home, Dani. Come back home. But yes, I'm going to say bye. Bye. Love you. Bye.